Hello guys, it's me Silver again. So I'm on a mission to help players and Blizzard to get new players into the PvP section of the game. I'm doing this community-wise because there's a lot of people from the community that we run that are struggling and Blizzard have not put out the solutions that we see necessary to help them out. So I want to help out the game for free will. I'm not getting paid to do this. Um, Anyways, the most difficult thing is that if you're not experienced or not don't know what to do in PvP, it could be a bit of a mountain to get into. And I guess that's what you're feeling right now, and you're not alone. So today I will break down that mountain completely for free. I will hope that my support will make you motivated to play PvP and find it enjoying. And you will see why people love arenas and why this game is actually one of the most satisfying games ever created. So, in order to really put out all the knowledge you will need, this will be a series of videos divided into categories. Feel free to watch and jump back and forward as you like. I will provide you with all the tools to get you started. But in this series, I will not cover advanced challenges that comes into PvP, like strategies, more advanced gameplay, etc. etc. This will be just a guide how to get into it, like a big introduction to get save you a lot of time. And then the more advanced stuff will not be covered in this series. But if I get enough support on this series and it will be successful and I could keep pumping out content like this, I will think about making another series that will cover these more difficult challenges like strategies and certain things. Basically, anything I say in these videos and series that will solve certain things, like in PvP, if it's any gameplay at all, you will still, this is still a tutorial, so I just want to put that out there. You will still need practice and training, because there's still a practicality thing in the game that just needs to get trained. Like there's no shortcut for that. But you will not have to worry too much about that in the introduction, obviously. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, hello guys. So, you started out, you're getting into the game, you're coming back, or you're already established and you are a new player, but you want to get into PvP. Okay, so obviously you need the new content, which is called Emerald Dream campaign, so you want to do that and unlock that thing. You also want to unlock Dragonflight, like dragon riding, so you can ride dragons. I will not cover this in the video. You can YouTube search it or ask me to do a video like that and I will do it. Anyways, so you want to start out in PvP. So like to get that, you will need your gear first. So first thing you're gonna do is buy auction house gear. That's like really fast. So you go to the auction house, which will be very close here, and you want to search for the verdant gear. So I will take a paladin for an example. I use paladin do armor plate. I go to like head, search, and then I will see verdant combatant. So you can also do it like this. I just search for verdant. So here I have that piece. So this helm, Blizzard have divided so you get higher PvP item level when you are in arenas or PvP instances. As you can see when it says equip, increase item level to a minimum of 463 in arenas and BDs. You have a regular item level, which is for PvE stuff, which we don't care about anyways. But these are the entry gear into PvP. You just buy it straight up from the auction house. So get all your pieces, verdant gear. Also, when you buy into this auction house, you can also hold onto this. You see that it's like different stats. So this one gives versatility and mastery. This one gives crit versatility, and etc. etc. This one gives haste versatility. So before you buy the gear, you want to see what type of stat you want for your class and spec. I'm not gonna cover too much about that in this video, but I can give you some guidelines. So versatility, you don't want to have more than 30% because there's a soft cap. And then you want to go either like mastery or haste. It depends on your class and spec. I cannot cover that for every class, but I can provide you with a link where you can see what the top players are playing. Anyways, when you got that gear, you're fully
justice.
set. Also, I forgot to say, you can also buy um, the trinket. So like you can buy the PvP trinket. So this one removes you from CC, and it's also a bonus. So if you got two trinkets, you get more damage, 12% more damage, 15% more stamina, basically. So it's like a set bonus. This is really crucial, and you will need to have it. So those you can also buy, like the PvP trinkets. So now you're
Back
fully
to my
set.
garden.
You bought 463 item level. The next thing will be to spam arenas or BDs, and get honor. So when you do those activities, you get honor, which will be the honor currency, as you can see here. And this currency, you will be able to buy the next type of gear that you want to replace the green gear with. And this is called honor gear, and it's blue gear. And this gear is for 76 item level, which you can see on my screen. So to buy this gear, you will need to go to the PvP area, which will be inside this house, as you can see on the map. Inside here, you will find a lot of target dummies and other things that's really useful. You will have weekly PvP quests at this guy here, and you will also have a world PvP quest right here. So if you do those quests, you will get awarded with certain things like honor and conquest and etc. There's also more gear that's called World PvP gear. I would say we are so far in the season right now anyways, so you will not be having to have that, but there's a thing you can upgrade your gear as well with. Anyways, now we got that covered. So the honor gear will be to this vendor here. So here you will buy the blue items. For some reason my game is really bugged, so it seems like green gear, but this is actually blue gear. So it's 476 item level. Before you play any competitive gameplay, you want as good gear as possible on your character. So just get the gear up, build your gear up, and that's called capping. So just do that first. When you got the gear, then you can start to judge how you play, in my opinion. Like, don't judge your damage and stuff when you don't have the gear. But you will get there. So you need to farm honor, and you get the honor gear, then you can get the conquest gear. The Conquest Gear is the epic gear. This is the final piece of the game, like gear wise. This is your best in slot gear. So this will be 489. This is the best gear you can have. When you buy these pieces, you have the best gear in the game. There is also another thing called crafted gear with embellishment and stuff like that. And that's a new feature in Dragonflight. I will cover that in a bit. But first and foremost, there's also another thing called Forset. So to make it easy, we have the Verdant green gear from the auction house. Start with that. If you get, when you farm honor, you get blue. You can go to this guy and buy honor gear, and then you get to from 463 to 476. When you do that, you continue play, and when you win, you get conquest. When you get conquest, you go to buy the final pieces, and that's 489. In my opinion, if you ask me how efficient this will be, I would say like you can skip the most and you can just go for the honor gear fast and then just go, but I would say like get the conquest gear ASAP. Like when you the time you're watching this video, the cap is removed, so you can get as much conquest as you like, and you can also send it over to your alts because there's like this chests that is account wide, so you can send mail on your box, and that goes the same with the honor gear, which means that when you get up a main and you got that full gear, you can use spam arenas or BDs and you get conquest farm and honor farm, and you can send over those currency to your alts, which means that when you gear the first character, it will be so much easier with your alts if you have alts, which is so much life improvements. I would say Dragonflight is a really good spot with PvP. Of course, it could be better, but it's like if we compare it to previous expansions, gearing wise, it's crushing it. It's better than any expansions have ever been. Why? Because the threshold, you go in and buy the gear, and that's it. Before, in previous expansions, you had to do certain things that was irrelevant to PvP, and you also get it that was not you had to do different things to get the gear, and in my opinion that should not be it. I think that your rating and everything should be represented about your skill level in the game, and that's called arenas, right? Like how good are you in the arenas. It should not be, the rating should not be represented in how good gear a guy has, if that makes sense. Like there's no role play or stuff or stuff in my opinion. I likely like give everyone the best gear and then you see who is playing the best. In my opinion, I think that's more healthier. Every other game except the WoW, in my opinion, mostly if it's not like if it's competitive and esport and stuff, is like how good are you at the game? Like that's how you should compete, in my opinion. That's like rating wise. Anyways, that's my opinion. Everyone has different opinions and it's completely fine. But I just wanted to say that put that out there because if you want to play PvP, it's gonna be really nice. So now we got that covered. So just get the conquest pieces, get honor pieces, and then after that, let's say you got your conquest pieces, you want to convert your gear to 4 set. So there's three things in this game, like you have crafted gear and 4 set. And that's like you can think that about like your tuning your high end gear to make sense. Like you make your gear a little bit more powerful. So when you got the Conquest gear, you're sad. Like it's like you got the most. Now you wanna tune that gear so you're like completely best, right? Depends on how far you wanna go, obviously. So in order to do that, you will need to go to a place called a catalyst. So I will show you where that place is. So first you can talk to this guy, I think it's like there should be a guy like here or here somewhere, and he will have a quest that will give you that would say like catalyst, and that will bring you the direction to get to this catalyst right here. I don't have that right now because I've already done it, so it's like not here. But anyways, you will take that one there. It should be like there, and then you go to that area. I will now go to that area so you will see where it is. Here is where you can convert your conquest gear into tier pieces. What's important to know when you know about these things is that some classes relies more on 2 set and it's not worth buying for converting to 4 set. So that's really important to know. You have two options, either 2 set or 4 set. So in order to convert it, you right click like this guy and then you put a gear piece like this in and it will convert it to a set piece. So I will just change my character and I will show you how that works. Alright, I've changed characters. So here is another altar of mine. So here I have the conquest pieces set. So I right click on this guy and then I put in the gear and it will convert it. And it will cost a certain amount of currency that you should have. I've already converted the gear here, so I can't convert it again. But as you can see, it's either head, chest, legs, chest, hands. That's like what you can convert. And then when choosing which gear piece to convert, first you got one question. Do you want 2 set or do you need 4 set? You need to find out like what you're gonna play depending on the class you're playing, right? Some classes want 4 set, some classes just want 2 set. And then also if you go for like 2 set or 4 set, what you need to balance is it should you convert the gear? Is it worth that slot depending on the stat loss? because when you're doing this gear, you will have a secondary stats, which is these ones, right? Sometimes it's not worth going for like hands because they get haste versatility, and maybe if that class doesn't want haste versatility because it's useless stats for them, you don't want to convert that specific piece. Maybe I don't like for the warrior here. I don't convert my head. I only convert my shoulders, chest, legs, and hands because those were better at the time with the stats for the Fury Warrior. In my opinion, this has been changed. So on warriors, you have like you're going for the shoulders on the tier set right now. I mean, crafted gear. I mean, and you go for the tier set on the head, hands, legs, and chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every 2 set or 4 set will give you a bonus, which you see there in the green text. Set. Odin's Fury deals 50% increased damage, causes your next 3 blood verses deal 150% blah 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 blah. So every class has a specific bonus to their gear when they put in this and change this. This is why you want 2 set or 4 set, because it's gonna tune your gear so you will do more damage or whatever bonus that you get. So now we have that covered. This is how you got the 2 set or the 4 set. If you got any questions, put it in the comment section and I will reply as fast as I can. So now I will cover the crafted gear. What is a crafted gear? So basically, to make this a little bit more complicated, you have got all your conquest gear. You have converted your conquest gear to 2 set or 4 set. Now you're almost done with your gear crafting. The only thing left you need is to craft the gear pieces. And crafted gear is like regular gear, and that you will be able to craft the like customized stats. So when you have versatility, you want not more than 30% versatility because there is a soft cap on that. That means that above 30% there will be diminishing return, which means basically in pure English, you won't get as much, you will lose value on the versatility. So what's just to know about that is that you want to craft your gear so you don't have more than 30% versatility. If you have more than 30% versatility, you can divide it into other stats. So I would remove some versatility and put it on haste, mastery, critical strike maybe, depending on what you play as a class or a spec. So now we got that covered. I will show you why it's so good with crafted gear. So crafted gear, as you can see, do you see on the head I have 467 versatility, 467 mastery. And if you look at the honor gear, I have 728 versatility and 430% haste. If we look at the honor ring, you see I have an insane amount of versatility compared to the other stat. With the help of the crafted gear, I will be able to divide the stats so I will have them equal. Like my ring, for example. I took the decision that I have too much versatility, so I wanted to take that down a bit because I didn't need that much versatility. And then I put it into other stats so I get more damage out. So here I put a ring, really aggressive crafting here on haste mastery. So here I've divided my stat exactly like I wanted. Which means that this, when I remove this, you will see but the percentage changes. To make a proper decision about this, I would recommend using checkpvp.fr, like French. It's a French website statistic on Czech PvP, the best players in the game. But also, you have to take into consideration these stats that's showing right now is out of PvP combat. When I enter PvP combat, this will change. So that's why I go into the PvP area and I hit the PvP training dummy. That will give me PvP item level. Because now I'm in a PvP instance, kinda. That will means that every piece will go to 489 here. And my stats will get higher because the item level scales up. As you can see, I have 31% versatility in PvP. That means that I'm completely fine with having 25% verse. because when I go into PvP combat, as you can see, it changes to 31. And this is how you can make a proper decision in how you should gear up and how you should change the stats to your benefit. And as I said earlier, do the PvP quests. They're weekly and it's good to do. You also have World PvP quests, which gives you World PvP gear, which is also a lot of fun. You can find a lot of groups and farm these things from bloody tokens. They are 473, or if you get the trophies, it's 486. I would still not recommend that. I would rather recommend to farm Honor and Conquest, but you can gear as you wish. But there's like 4 types of different gears set that you can have. Anyways, if you take it slowly and think a little bit, you will understand. The next thing you can do, let's say you got all this sorted right now. You have crafted your rings that you want, or your neck crafted gear, or your head, or whatever, and you got all that sorted. You have all the full conquest gear and everything. The last thing you want to do is you want to use sockets to socket your gear. So in order to socket your gear, you need to play PvP weekly. I will show you. So you get the honor from rated PvP competitive, and that will unlock so you can get these tokens. These tokens will make you so your helm, bracers, belts, or rings can get gemmed, socked in. This is really high end, so it's not like super necessary, but it's good if you want to really push the rating. When you take that in, you will see that I have this gemmed. So for 6 tokens, I will need to get 5,000 honor in rated PvP, and then when it's Wednesday, the vault will open and you can open the vault. And then you can trade that in to get this nature cradle. And then you put that in to a gear base. Now you know how to socket your gear. The next thing I could say is that you want enchants as well on your gear. This is still tuning the last pieces of the puzzle before you're super biz. Biz stands for best in slot, for those people that does not know about that. So enhancements you can do like on the chest, you can do on the wrist, you can do on the belt, you can do on the legs, you can do on the feet, boots, you can do on the rings and neck, cloak and weapons. They're kinda huge. The enchants, what are those? It's like giving damage on your weapon, for an example, or it can give you other benefits. So it's just literally boosting up your gear a little bit. I will make sure that you enchant your gear fully if you're really serious about climbing and you want the best from your character. So in order to do those, like let's example like silver, how do you get 3 gems on your neck? So I go into item enhancement and then I press neck and then the quality. So this one is quality 1, 2 and 3. So if I buy the 1, I will have 1 slot. And then if I buy the 2 one, I will unlock the 2 slot. And then if I want 3, I will buy this one as well and put it in. So I will be like 1, I will buy this one, put it in. And then this one, put it in, and then this one, put it in. As you can see, the price of the two one is only 109 on this server, so I would rather buy 2 of those because it's as powerful as that one. This one just basically makes you so you can put in gems in that neck. Alright, now we have covered that. So I think we are fully set now for the gear. You should have acknowledged exactly how to gear, what type of gear you have, and all that stuff. I will need to go back to the crafted gear because I knew I missed something. And that's like when you're crafting the crafted gear. And silver, how do you do that? So in order to do the crafted gear, first you will need to make sure that it gets to 489 PvP item level. That means you will need Conquest first, so you buy these tokens. These tokens can be converted, it's like an ingredient to your that will make sure that the crafted gear gets 489 in PvP combat. You have 3 different ones depending on the slot. If you hold on to them, you will see and read. This is head, chest, legs, shoulders, hand, waist, feet, and then you have neck, back, wrist, and fingers. And you can see according wise you have the same type of how expensive it is in Conquest. Same as if you have chest 875, it's the same in this one. The only benefit with Conquest Gear as well is that you can have it a little bit more powerful, you can control your stats more, which means that you will pull out more damage than the preset stats on the regular Conquest Gear. So you buy one of these, depending on what you want to craft. Let's say I want to craft a finger, I'm gonna buy that one. I mean a neck maybe as well. As you can see, I don't have the neck on this character, so we're going to get that one. So in order to do that, I will go back to the crafted gear vendor here. Right click on that guy. I will go to armor, miscellaneous, and then neck. And then I have the torque of past time. So this is the neck that I want to replace this with. And these are the ingredients that I need. So first I need a spark of dreams. This is a crucial ingredient to craft the gear. And you get these by you're gonna get like splintered spark of dream when they drop. And you right click on those. You're gonna get like a splintered spark of dreams, 2 of those. You right click on those and that will create a spark of dream. But before you will need to play PvP a lot to get these faint whispers. You get like PvP boxes that you right click on, and then you can right click on those, and that will give you something called flight stones. And the flight stones will make you be able to right click on the splintered spark of dream if you have 2 of those, and that will create a spark of dream. Now you know how the complicated process about that. If you have any questions, keep it in the comment section and I will reply. Also join the Discord. We have a really nice PvP community and you can join there as well. Anyways, let's go back to it. So I want to craft the neck. Let's say I have all the ingredients from the auction house. I have my spark, and then I will also need, because this is random stat. I don't want a random stat. I want a specific stat. Then I buy a radiant that's called customized secondary stats. So they are called draconic missive of something. Depends on what you want. Here you can see that you can buy like like an ingredient that chooses that set stats that you want. When you've done that, you're ready to go. This may seem very complicated, but it's really not. And it's really fast because you just buy everything. Like you literally don't have to grind. You just do get the ingredients and you just craft it. Let's say I have all these ingredients now. To get this shimmering clasp and all these ingredients, I need to go to the auction house and search for them. I hope that you guys know how to do that. Then you have optional regions here, and these are the stats first, and then the other one, this is only for PvE if you want to increase the regular item level, which is not needed if you're not going to PvE anyways. And then you have something called embellishment. So you have 2 types of embellishment you can set on crafted gear. Embellishment is like a bonus for your crafted gear. It's like a big bonus that you can only equip 2 embellishment. You can only add 2 embellishment. This embellishment equals to a bonus to your crafted gear, you can say. So you can only have 2 of those equipped. And then these you can also buy on the auction house. So you just buy these ones depending on what you want. So you can read on them and then you can see what they say. Like the blue silken lining, for an example, if you're above 90%, you will gain mastery. And depending on what you play as a class or spec, you will get more damage, mostly. But some classes depends what because the mastery kind of behaves in a different way depending on what class you play. So you have to look into that. So yeah, you buy that. So you have 2, like I have on my boots, and then I have on my head. I've already crafted 2 bonuses on those. It's kind of similar to the 4 set and 2 set. It's like it adds a bonus to your gear, like a special thing that tune your gear a bit. So now you know about that. So you put that in, like you bought it from the auction house. You put that ingredients in, and then also put this trophy that you bought with Conquest. And then when you've done that, you want to do a public order. If you know someone that can craft it for you, you can just write his name is like David from Draenor, for example. And then you can just send it to him, and then he will do it. But if you don't have that, you just put it as a public order, and then you can write a message like "Need ASAP, thanks, bless you," and then the crafter will see that, he will prioritize you. No, but anyways, you can leave commissions. Money talks usually. I usually leave 4.99 gold or 9.99 gold, depending on what. I think that's like huge for pressing a button for a crafter, so I think it's good money. But it's up to you what commission you wanna do. I usually do 500 or 1,000, and then you just press 24 hours or whatever, and then you place order, and then the order will be in my orders here. And then when a crafter sees it, he will craft it, and you will get a yellow text down left that says it's done. Also, you will see a mail icon upper left corner that you have gotten a mail. And then the gear will be crafted in this, and it will be, so you can see it here. Now I think I've covered like literally everything according to gear in WoW, almost. As I said, I will not cover more advanced things or class specific ones right now. There's a lot of guides out there like for exactly your class, but now you know the fundamentals of everything. This will make you build as good as possible on your character, so you will have the best foot into this. I don't think there's so much more into this. Yeah, I also want to say one more thing. There could be sometimes there's like for warriors there's like a weapon for a raid. I think you should not do this, and you don't need to do this. This is only if you want to go like beyond limits. But I would say if you're not like a AWC competitor or like a pro player, I would not recommend it because I mean it's not worth it. But there's one last thing about gear. I just want to cover it so you guys know. Sometimes in some expansions and some seasons, sadly, there is like this specific piece from a raid or whatever that's gonna increase like a little bit. So like from warriors, you will see that there's a specific specific this one kind of thing. I think it's this. No, it's not this one. Okay, but there is a thing that you can craft a weapon from if you kill Firak, this boss, and then that will give you a really good weapon. But it's not easy to get it, and yeah. But there's the pro players are playing with that right now for warriors. But there could be like just some certain weapons from certain dungeons or certain raids, like that could be just like this one item that could be better. But like overall, it's really rare. It's not a lot of stuff like this. So I would just like don't care about that. There's no need. There's tons of players that's playing really high rated without that shit. It's like you can say like, well, you get 2% advantage maybe, if that makes sense. Just to give you some other attention. Like you don't need to do that. So I would just don't do it. Like no need. But if you're bored and you have done everything on your character and you don't know what to do when you want to gear up a little bit more, like you want that last piece that's gonna be top of the mountain, sure. But you can look into that. I would, as I said earlier, recommend check PvP, and then I would go to the top rankings, top players, and then I always check what they play, and then I will see the item of the weapon or whatever he has that is like PvE wise, and then I will look into it and use Google, use YouTube. If there's any specific questions you want me or I should add to this series, just let me know and I will do that. I will be try to be as fast as I can. Anyways, that's for the gear. So now you know how to gear and what to do. Yeah, that's basically it.